too much happening, Zoe. We have to stop it there. Zoe, such a fantastic performance.
You get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you
Like, kind of shocked. Kia ora and welcome. My name's ZoeStibi and I'm a vocal coach with over 18 years of experience in teaching people like yourself how to sing. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at someone you loved, a Lewis Capaldi cover by Zoe Weiss. If you don't know who she is, she's a fantastic German singer who just blew up a couple of years ago when she won The Voice Kids. She's an incredible vocalist, and a lot of students, she actually wrote the song Control. You might lose control. Anyway, amazing song. Highly recommend that you listen to it. But lots of people come into the studio talking about her darker sound and how they can kind of get that darker timbre in their voices. So that's something we're going to be discussing today. Let's see what she's up to with her vocal technique.
I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to save me. This all or nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kind of like the way you numb all the pain.
I'm struggling to think about whether this is live or not, but we're going to take it as being a live recording. You can hear that there is quite a lot of compression on this sound, so that's where the lows have been turned up and the highs have been turned down. And you can hear what's called is there's the gate is on, so where they've taken out the silences between the singing, and you can kind of hear it goes and it disappears a little bit. So Zoe, I really appreciate that you're a fantastic, amazing artist. I hope that you've got a new sound engineer. But let's just go back on that, because that's telling me that actually the sound is very, very low if they need to turn that up so loud that we're hearing quite a decent amount of background noise. And this pop filter's been taken off the microphone.
I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to save me. This all or nothing really got a way of driving me crazy. I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kind of like the way you numb all the pain.
Okay, there. So did you hear that little as the sort of the sound in the room from the microphone got taken away? And I think that's because there's no pop filter on the microphone anymore. So they've taken this sleeve off and it's just the metal casing underneath. Not something, I mean, look, Zoe can do whatever she wants. I'm not saying this is something that, you know, bad for you, whatever. She can do whatever she wants. I'm just saying that the reason why we have a pop filter there is to take away all of the P's and the T's and to soften them so it doesn't go into the microphone. And it also stops the room noise from being picked up in a recording. So you might notice that some people have the pop filter as sort of like a circle in front of their microphone. For example, that's what happened with the Adele at Home song that we had a look at. And usually this Shure SM7B will have this little like foam thing on top of it, and that's the pop filter as well. Sometimes it's built in with podcast microphones. But these are very popular microphones for louder singers, because you have to really, really sing very, very loud into these microphones to make a decent sound. We've got this. Let's just go and watch that again. Let's watch her lip position. We'll talk a little bit about that.
I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to save me. This all or nothing really got a way of driving me crazy.
So this has actually got nothing to do with her accent, really. Zoe is from Germany, and so she'd have a German accent usually. So, but her English is absolutely perfect. I think she's half American. So we've got this, you're all or nothing, and it really got me going crazy. Bringing the lips forward is going to elongate the vocal tracts. The vocal tract goes from the vocal folds all the way to the end of the lips, and it's going to make the sound a little bit darker. And that's what she's doing there, bringing it forward, and it's going to considerably darken the timbre of the sound.
I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold.
And you can say somebody to have, somebody. I can't do this because this is a considerably more constricted sound than I would sing at. I'm going to choose my words wisely here because I think Zoe is a fantastic singer and she's really, really gone far, and she's really she won The Voice Kids. She did amazingly and she's running with it. She's touring all over Germany. I would just say for you that if you're struggling with, say, high notes, or if you're struggling with your voice in general with fatigue, then we'd want to look at why that constriction is coming in. Is this a decision that she's making, or is that just something that has to happen? Because we always want to be able to sing it with effects and without effects, so that we can always take them out and temper them according to how high we're wanting to sing, and also how loud. Because the louder we're wanting to sing and the higher we're wanting to sing, the more we're wanting to take out some of that constriction. So we're allowing the space for the formants to form, which are the wavelengths to form in order for us to create those sounds.
Easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kind of like the way you know the pain. Now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you love. I'm going under, and this time I feel there's no one to turn to.
Okay, so now we're definitely knowing that it is not a live performance. So that's a little bit of a shame, but it does sound like this is all in one take. It's very, very... It's raw, actually. I'd say there doesn't sound like there's any auto-tuning going on. Then we know that Zoe's a fantastic pitcher. She's a really, really lovely singer. But, then both of them actually just really clicked. I should have clicked earlier. Neither of them are wearing earphones. And there's no way that you would perform something live like that at that distance away from one another without the pop filter on and without earphones. But Zoe, if you're watching this and you're just like, nah, fuck you, that was live, then please let me know, because I'd love to know how you did that, because every time that I do performances like that with my students, just my piano ends up sounding absolutely terrible. There's a fantastic recording. I just don't like that gate. I don't like the gate in general, be like the sound noise gate at the in the vocal line being too loud anyway, because I'm just, as you know, because of this channel, I'm a huge fan of live music, and that's really what I want to hear. I want to hear the live sound coming through the microphone. Let's just look at this chorus. We're going into somebody to hear. She's gone into more of a falsetto sound there. So we're on the F sharp 4 there. That's right in that sort of midsection of the chest voice there. So this should be a relatively easy part of anybody's chest voice range.
Going under, and this time I feel there's no one to turn to. This all or nothing way of loving got me sleeping without you. I need somebody to know, somebody to heal, somebody to have, just to know how it feels. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you help me escape.
Okay, we know that this was a long time ago, and actually I've just seen before I started recording that Zoe has unlisted this video from her channel. I don't know why. It's a beautiful performance, but everybody takes new directions, of course, when they're growing as artists, and maybe she doesn't want to present this side to herself anymore. But I saved this video a long time ago to take a look at. Every time someone recommends something for me in the comments, I actually save it already. If you include a link, I save it to my playlist for me to watch later date. I am getting to all of them. It's just the list is fucking long, yeah? So again, we're up on that G sharp 4, which is right in that sweet spot of the chest voice sound. But actually the verses that you might really struggle with, going low down that F sharp 3 there below middle C. So you're really wanting to make sure fingers on the larynx, taking your larynx down low, da 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 da, taking all the volume out of it, just introducing a little bit of air there will help you to go that low in the range. And that's what Zoe's doing because she's fantastic. But if you want to learn how to go lower in your range, and that's something that you'd like to work on, that is one of the lessons I have available for you in the Vocal Academy, which is my online singing school. And then you submit a video and I will give you personalized feedback on how you can continue working with your voice. Let's just keep watching this. Are we up to the second verse now, I think?
I guess I kinda like the way you help me escape. Know the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I live my good down, and then you pull the rug.
Too much happening, Zoe. We have to stop it there. So we're firstly, let's go. So now she's gone higher in the range. We've noticed that a considerable amount of that constriction, or that little bit of scratch, has gone from the sound, and that's what I'd love to hear in the studio. We're putting it on and we're taking it out. Lower in the range, it's easier to add on. Higher in the range, it's much harder, and it's also much more difficult on the voice. So we'd want to see, and that's why we're kind of getting rid of it. This often happens, though, with singers that struggle with singing higher in their range, that it disappears when they sing louder higher in the range. But when they try and sing quieter, that is when they really struggle. But if that's something that you're looking to work on and you're wanting to even extend your range above this G4, then check out the link in the description below, because my online course, Sing Higher, is available for you, coming out soon. You can check out the link in the description below. Let's just watch this again. Watch her vowel modification. This is really interesting.
I live my good down, and then you pull the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you love.
So I let my guard down and the knife out. We're kind of getting like not a lot of movement there in those diphthongs. Again, it's a way of making the sound even darker by not quite moving the tongue into that second part. Go down, and using that second part of the vowel. To be honest, we wouldn't really suggest you to do that anyway. And you go down, 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 fall. She's just going go down and kind of sending them backwards a little bit.
And I try to close my eyes when it hurts. Sometimes I'll fall into your arms. I'll be safe in your sound till I come back around. But now the day bleeds and tonight falls, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pull the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you love. No.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at her. I just like all of a sudden I'm like kind of shocked. There's all of a sudden this like child's voice coming out of her, and then she goes back to that affected sound. I so believe that every artist has the autonomy to do whatever the fuck that they want. Okay, they can do whatever they want. She can do whatever she wants. As long as it's not scratching, catching, or coughing, look, Zoe can go and live her best life singing with a darker sound. I personally, in the studio, like to teach singers about doing both. So, like I said, affected, non-affected, affected being like that slightly darker sound. I would also encourage a singer to sing in that beautiful, like she's young when she's doing this performance. We don't always need to make ourselves sound like we're 50 years old when we're singing a song. And that's not just my opinion, actually. I mean, it's really not necessarily about healthy singing. And I really don't like the idea of saying healthy singing. But what we're doing here is when we're talking about singing higher in the range, we noticed there was a distinct lack of that constriction coming in there. But we had this beautiful lighter sound, and it is also about sometimes enjoying some of that lightness and flexibility that comes through learning to sing where we speak. And that's why I like to encourage singers to do one way where they're singing where they speak, and one way where they're doing the slightly darker sound.
And I try to close my eyes when it hurts. Sometimes I'll fall into your arms.
Did you see that? I mean, Granted, I'm not 100% sure that this is live, but she moved her arm a little bit. That could be because in singing lessons, maybe she was being told to anchor through. We noticed that there's a considerable, there's a movement there in the back. Watch it again. And we're up on that B4. I always have to think about these things because I always think that it changes on the A and not on the C. Anyway, I'll get there one day. So up on the B4, what we're talking about there with the glottal onset is going to help us to get further up in that chest voice register. It's almost belting. It could be belting. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It sounds like belting. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Fall into your arms. I'll be safe in your sound till I come back around. For now the day bleeds and tonight falls, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you love. Now the day bleeds and tonight falls.
Can you hear that when she was higher with that higher larynx position, and now you can always, I was getting kind of used to being someone. I'm not trying to make fun of her. That's just, that's how it sounds in my voice, yeah? So when we're taking the larynx down, we're going to be darkening the timbre there again. It is an option that you can do, but we really saw it happen in the space of this one particular phrase.
You're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved.
Zoe, such a fantastic performance there. I really love it. I'd love to see what she's up to, now as well, because this was a long time ago. When did she bring this out? Oh, not that long ago. It was 5 years ago. So I totally, appreciate that this was something that she hasn't sung in a wee while. And she also, I'm sure that she's changed her vocal style as well as she's been growing as an artist and performing, because I think she was about 16 when she won The Voice Kids. So this is it's a long time for her to be working as a performer, especially seeing, she started so early, and it probably just makes it seem even longer. But anyway, Zoe, well done. I absolutely love it. Well done. As I say, we also knows, and she kind of, we kind of heard that slight tightening going on in the second part. I said that when she was up in that belt section, she kept the vowels relatively open, but in some sections, I think in that second chorus, she closed to quite tight vowels on the diphthong. And we just want to be really watching. If we're feeling like our sound is a little bit strained and a little bit kind of tight feeling or even tight sounding, then that is something that we would work on in singing lessons. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description below, because as I say, my Vocal Academy is accepting new students, and it's the only way that I'm currently accepting one-to-one singing students. So if you've enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you around here more often. About 90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, and it does really help me to, spend more time with you here on YouTube, hanging out, chatting shit about vocal technique. If you enjoyed this video, I think I've had a look at Zoe Beast before. Yes, I did. I had a look at her Sam Smith cover. Absolutely love her voice. Have a look at it up here. Have an awesome rest of your day. And just remember that anyone can learn to sing. You just have to have the tools to learn how to do it, and that's, what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.